Good morning, YouTube. It's Spooky, back with, you guessed it, another stadium build. Shocker, I know. And if you were here for my video yesterday, you know that Ana got some massive buffs, specifically to her Nano boost. So naturally, I spent the next 10 hours making an Ana build and refining it so you guys don't have to waste your time experimenting. I call this Ana build the Blue Man Group, and is 1, super fun, and 2, really good. In this video, I'm going to show you round by round on how to build it and how to play it. Here's the build code if you want to follow along. Make sure to like the video on your way in and enjoy. So this was an interesting match. It's been a while since we had Diva versus Diva. So I was kind of thinking this might have been a little bit crazy, but it actually turned out to be a pretty standard match. But anyway, starting with the build, we're going to grab no scope needed. That's going to give us some more attack speed while we're doing unscoped shots. We're going to fill out with some weapon power and ammo just to make sure that we can get some good healing and damage here early game to farm up some credits. So as this build goes on, we definitely lean into the unscope portion of this, mainly just giving us the option to move more freely as we play. So you're going to see us build into that a little bit, but it's really the Nano boost that starts at round 3 that's really going to make this build come online. So as we start here, obviously just trying to get some healing. I know Ana's been pretty much flying under the radar lately as far as like power and like how effective she is in the stadium. Personally, I think it's just because of how immobile she can be. Now there's a couple of options you can use to make that a little bit easier for Ana, obviously, with her dash that you can get. I've been seeing a lot of people run that lately. But this build really just lets you kind of move around freely as much as you want. Now, obviously, you can't get chased down, so survivability is going to be key. Later on in the build, that's going to be really easy, like round 5. It's going to be really easy to live. But for now, obviously, positioning is going to be really important. Just knowing where you're playing, where the enemies are, how much distance you need to keep. So if, like, maybe, you know, Diva needs to, like, fly on you to try and kill you, you know, she comes up a little bit short, so you're not like right in front of her shotguns. Yeah, so it's just a lot of that. Obviously a lot of spam here too, but yeah, it's just making sure you're playing your corners, watching out for that crazy damage that's going to be coming out, especially with the Junkrat. So I see that Genji had like 93% ult charge, so I give him the Nano. I think he just stopped moving because he thought it was a bad Nano, and I was like, dude, come on, man. just right click somebody once and you'll have Blade. But we end up winning this fight anyways, so should be looking pretty good. A lot of ults that we threw out, but as the timer in Stadium goes, it's really quick once you flip this, so I kind of figured this would be the last fight. That's why I wanted to make sure we used Nano there. Diva coming in, fortunately didn't DM the sleep dart, so doesn't get the touch. I think she might have been out of DM at that point, but easy first round. Here's your stats if you want to see how much credits we earned, damage, healing, all the good stuff. Going into round 2, you definitely want to pick up potent projectiles. This is going to increase your projectile size by 100% on unscoped, and we are just doing unscoped shots quite a lot. So you want to make sure you get that. Obviously, the weapon power is a really good bonus too for 4K, nice and cheap. You can fill this out with whatever you like. You can do survivability, you can do lifesteal, you can do ability power, whatever you're feeling. These green items just fill it out. So okay, going into round 2, kind of the same thing. We're just going to be taking these angles. This is a little bit harder of a map for Ana, just because there's not many like long sight lines to play very often, so you kind of do have to play a little bit more aggressive with your team. So you can see I'm playing a little bit closer to my Diva, just to make sure I don't get these like weird off angles on the left. Like Soldier a lot of the times would run those. So we do lose that fight. It was just kind of crazy. So this is going on to the next one. Obviously a little bit longer sight lines here, make it a little bit easier to play Ana. Without having to worry about playing close to all that spam. So we see this fight's coming up here again. I don't mind going in for the scope shot sometimes just to make sure we get those, especially if you're good at aiming. Now we do have the unscope shots that give us more weapon speed, but at that range, a lot of times just making sure we hit shots is going to be a little bit more important. So if you're not shooting a target like Diva, like I'm probably going to be scoping in from that range, just going to make sure I get that hit scan. Healing, so definitely gives you more options. So don't feel like just because you're building into unscoped shots, you only can do unscoped shots. So almost got that nade. I thought that was going to be a good one too. But we got Nano boost ready here, so we're coming into the last fight. 30 seconds left on the clock. Farming up the Diva ult, get the little nade out there. This fight kind of breaks out a little bit, and you'll see that the Soldier takes a little off angle here on the left, so I kind of have to end up rotating into the right room for my Diva as this fight breaks out, and we're looking pretty good, right? Or sorry, this is Junkrat. But I think the Soldier takes left here soon too. But we're chilling out. This next fight's coming up. Obviously, we're looking pretty good, but I'm like, okay, they've got enough time to touch. Also, how did that nade not hit? I have no idea. Whatever. I'm complaining. So we're playing a little aggressive here. D.Va comes in, gets the touch. I back up to make sure I can keep sustaining my D.Va during this fight. As we play that, going for the hip fire just to make sure we have good attack speed. Because we do get that attack speed bonus from the no scope needed power up. And you can see we had to rotate in there to the right just to try to make sure we can live and keep our D.Va. Unfortunately, we don't get the touch. So we do take that round as an L. Here's your stats if you want to check them out for that round. I'm going to take a little Dr. Pepper break. Next up, we grab our turn. So that's going to literally give everybody on your team Nano Boost. You've probably seen this before, but before it had 50% reduced duration. Which was actually a decent trade-off. It was still a really good power-up. Now, they actually buffed this, so it's only 25% reduced duration for everybody on your team as long as you have line of sight. Now, that's why it's important in the shop. You might have seen me pick up, on round 3, you have to pick up Eye of Horus. This is a purple item that's pretty cheap, actually. It's not too expensive. But it makes sure that you can nano boost through walls. So it's basically anytime you press Q on somebody, you're basically going to nano boost your whole team. I haven't really found many instances where I don't get somebody. They have to be like really far. It's like a 60-meter range, so it's pretty crazy. And you probably, again, if you played Nano before, you're aware of this. But especially now, it's super important to grab this. Now, I do want to make sure that you understand grabbing our turn is really important on round 3 because of how much value it gets early game. Having a full team of Nano, especially with that long of duration, is really important. That's why I make sure to mention you grab Eye of Horus because you want to make sure that you can Nano boost your whole team on round 3 is really strong. So that's going to be really important. So make sure you don't skip. Don't like grab my turn on round 3. Don't grab whatever the one that gives them over health. Don't be grabbing that stuff. Grab our turn for sure so you can get that really early advantage going into this. And you'll see these Nano boost fights are basically just like guaranteed wins. Basically this entire video, you'll see that every time we do that. That's why it's so strong. Even though Ana herself isn't going to be like massively overpowered, her ability to decide team fights with Nano Boost is what's going to make her so strong. Basically anytime she presses the Q button, as long as you guys aren't already down or, you know, already on your heals, like off your on your cooldowns and everything, it's going to be really good. So make sure you grab that. And that's kind of what we're going to be playing into, is less about like carrying his Ana in between fights and more about making sure we do really well-timed Nano Boost to just secure one fight. And that's really what it is. It's like, it's almost guaranteed, which is awesome. It creates so much agency and you feel very, very powerful as an Ana player during those moments. Now, that's why we grab the unscoped kind of build into that, is so we can farm up our Nano as quickly as possible. So it's kind of a balance between weapon power. I don't go at all into ability power to up the Nano boost. I don't think we need it. As long as you got the damage reduction and the extra damage from it, it's great. So we lose that one. Going into round 4, we're going to be upgrading our weapon damage. We're basically just going to be upgrading our greens to blues. So we're going to be upgrading our weapon damage. We're going to upgrade our clip size just up to the next degree. Now, you can go into Phantasmic Flux early if you'd like, instead of upgrading your greens, but I found that getting a little bit more weapon power is going to be more impactful.
Here, you got a fatty.
Again, if you're just dying on cooldown, grab Phantasmic Flux. That's going to help you out with your a little bit of overhealth as you get that lifesteal from the damage. For Ana, that's really, really nice, having just 100 overhealth on lock for when you get dove. But as you can see, I take the damage here. We play the corners. You know, we're chilling out. Just trying to see how this is playing. Getting ready to rotate, though, and trying to avoid those spam angles. We're doing what we call jiggle peeking. If you're unaware of what that is, that's basically just playing on a corner and jiggle peeking for whenever you need to fire, and peeking back behind the corner so you're not taking fire. It basically just cuts the amount of time that you're exposed to damage in half. Really good habit to get, especially if you're doing like projectile characters. You know, Hanzo, Ana, Mei, Junkrat. Like any projectile hero is really, really important to understand how to jiggle peek. But you can see we're being aware of where our team's playing. We're being aware of where the enemy is. We're rotating out of it when the enemy pushes up into us. Now, obviously, the D.Va catches up there, so we go down. Now we have our Nano Boost ready. And you can see we just pop that off. Our whole team gets Nano Boost. We follow up. We do Kitsune Rush as well. I don't know if that was necessary, but we'll take it. Get a little cheeky sleep on the Mercy. But yeah, that's basically it. So it's really easy. You can see how that Nano Boost and how long it lasts for your team is really good. So we're just playing into that factor right now and farming up that Nano as quickly as possible. So as we set up again here, we're playing on point, but again, trying to avoid these spam angles. If we see that Junkrat spamming us down, we're going to back up. And the big thing is just to keep our D.Va up. Now, if you are an Ana player, I will say it is one of those things where it's like you kind of have to accept that a lot of your DPS are going to be taking like crazy off angles that you can't really heal them from. And don't worry, as a DPS player myself, don't worry. We understand that we're not going to get heals wherever we're at. So don't feel pressure to like chase down your DPS as an Ana player. Play safe, play your life. It's probably the best thing I can give advice to support players or just players in general. Make sure to play your life as much as possible. Play to live. So if you can live, you can keep your D.Va up. If you try to go, you know, make some crazy plays, you can always go down. So this fight comes out. You can see I kind of dropped that Nano Boost early because I was getting wrapped. Like they had me on angles, and I kind of figured I wasn't going to live. But if I could just make sure I get the Nano off, we would win that team fight. So that's basically what it was. I know if I hit the Nano, we win that team fight. So that's like kind of the big thing is you have to make sure you get Nano off no matter what during that team fight. So those are the big things. Make sure you live, get that Nano off every single time. So round 5, this is where we make our lives so much easier now. Going into round 5, we grab my turn. Now this also got buffed. So this actually lasts 100% of the normal Nano Boost duration now on yourself. So whatever you nano, it's going to last that entire time of the normal duration. In the shop, we are going to sell advanced nanobiotics, and we're going to grab perfected formula. This is going to increase our nano boost duration time by 15%. And with 5 instances of nano boost going on, this is a really strong item. There we go. So now this is a great spot to play for Ana. Obviously a lot of long sight lines here. So we're just going to be farming up our nano. Not afraid to go for a little bit of damage. That might just be the DPS player in me, but I love playing aggressive Ana. Especially if I'm not getting dove too much, I'm going to be tossing those nades aggressively, basically off cooldown as much as I can. So you can see I'm tossing those out there. If I don't feel like I'm getting massively pressured, I am going to use those. If I start getting pressured, I'll probably start holding on to that nade and that sleep dart. But right now we've got plenty of pressure on our team, so we're going to keep pushing up. Just farm that up. You can see we're 61 now. And we're just trying to get that nano boost ready to go for the next fight as quickly as possible. So with the extra damage that we have, a little bit of life steal, you can see that we're a little bit more survivable. We're able to charge that ultimate up much quicker now. So basically, we're just going to be nano boosting a lot, like a lot from here on out, which is great, you know? With our rule, basically, anytime you have nano boost, you win the fight. So it's like, it's that important. To be able to charge it up that quickly. So the more you can get it, obviously the better chances you have of winning. So fight breaks out here a little bit crazy. I'm going to use this defensively for my team, but also for myself to get us that healing that we get and then a little bit of damage. So you can see how this turns really quickly here. Obviously combo with the Kiriko rush. Again, I don't think it was necessary, but our Kiriko was feeling a little cavalier, I guess, with the ultimate. Every time I nano, I think she got a little too excited. Was like, all right, Kitsune rush, let's go. But we win the fight, and that's the important part here. So we get our mech back. I get booped out. That's a huge boot from the Junkrat, so I'm out of position now. 1 HP, trying to use the bush for cover. Obviously, don't make it. I die. So, but here we go. We're gonna move forward. We do lose that fight, so enemy team is trying to push the payload back now. They're pushing it up here. Now this fight, I will tell you, is really fun to watch. It is really fun to watch. So I'm not going to say too much here. I don't want to ruin it by giving my, you know, subpar commentary, but this fight is a ton of fun. So I'm gonna let you watch this fight uninterrupted, just to see how powerful this build is, especially in a pinch. So all right, enjoy. All right, and that's the round. Pretty intense. I had so much fun during that fight. I'm gonna be real. It was so enjoyable. So from here on out, basically all of this is extra. Round 5. This is basically like the build itself is really strong at this point. Everything on top of this is going to just be extra. So we're gonna be just upgrading our weapon damage. Now already we're gonna have too many credits really at this point. I upgraded to booster jets just to get some more attack speed and a little bit more survivability. We're going to grab unscoped resources. Now, this isn't necessary. If you want to grab commander's clip for the weapon speed, feel free to. I just grabbed this so I can basically just keep firing forever. This is whatever you would like to do. As far as that, it will be completely fine. So we have a little bit extra credits, so we change out booster jets for Eye of the Spider just to give us some more damage. So I'm actually looking to play a little bit more aggressive now. So I'm going to be looking to get some damage on the enemy team with my primary fire while we do this. So coming into round 6, obviously Junkrat spam, love it. We're going to take our angle here, keep our diva up, but we're also going to be looking for damage on the enemy team whenever we can. So we'll keep that going. Obviously trying to keep our unscoped attack speed boost from our first power procced as much as possible, so we can get that extra 30% attack speed, which is always huge. Now, that only lasts for 2 seconds as long as you keep doing it. So you do have to make sure you keep firing there once you get it built up. So I like to make sure that I just keep firing, keep hitting something. This is where potent projectiles comes in handy so much. That it makes it so much easier to hit those unscoped shots, so you never really lose that attack speed proc, which is really good once you build it up. So already you can see we're already at nano boost ready to go, so the extra weapon power. I said the diva's low. I don't know what her health was, so I hit that nano boost just to make sure we secure the fight here. So I want to make sure that there's not really a chance that they can turn that fight and end up recapping the point this early in the match. So getting a good solid regroup there, and I know I'm going to get nano boost back so quick, so I have no problem doing that aggressively at this point. So you can see we're already like halfway through a first fight and we're at almost a 50% nano boost again. So you can see it's at this point it's really not super, like, you can use it aggressively. You don't have to hold on to it for like the perfect moment. Again, remember, when you press nano, like when you hit that nano, like you're gonna win the fight. So if you want to win that fight and it's begun, hit that nano. Now that doesn't mean like the enemy teams, you know, not even near your team, you know, and you hit nano boost and then they just back up and don't play into it. Obviously that's a bad nano boost, but if the fight has broken out, they're close enough for your team to get value, hit that nano boost, win that fight. I would always rather use too many ultimates and win the fight than not use enough and lose the fight. That is always my motto. So again, play aggressively, play aggressively with that nano boost, and you should be fine. So you can see we're already ready. We're already ready with another nano boost. Just to pop off a little bit more here. So this is looking pretty good. We hold on to this. Obviously a nice clean wrap up to this match. And really showcases just how impactful Ana is now with these nano boosts. Now, obviously she was before, but it's even more so now, to where I think she's definitely viable. I don't know. I don't think she's meta just yet. I think Juno's still a little crazy, but Ana is definitely really good now. Anyways, give the build a shot. I'm sure you're going to love it, especially if you do play Ana. Thank you guys again for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you do want to see more Stadium build guides or just the news in Stadium in general. We're posting just about every day, so we'll keep you up to date with anything Stadium. Make sure to like the video on the way out, and I will see you later. Bye.